Being diagnosed with cancer or some other major illness is devastating. Besides coping with the illness, you are now overwhelmed financially. The team from Life Credit Company in La Jolla, California, discusses a program which gives families some economic help through this difficult time in their lives.
Most of America is living paycheck to paycheck, and when you get diagnosed with cancer or any other life-limiting illness, it really becomes the perfect storm. You'll see that your copays can increase, out-of-pocket drugs increase, travel associated with treatment. And so between a loss of income that often occurs when diagnosed with an illness, as well as increased medical expenses, sadly, people are really struggling when they get an illness.
Diagnosis with cancer for most people in America is kind of a perfect storm of loss of income and bills going through the roof. Most people just can't do it. So it's really crippling, and that impact is felt really on a daily basis. We strive to take away a single source of stress in a cancer patient's life or cancer patient's family's life, and that's really dealing with the day-to-day bills and cost of care. And what we try to do is untap a resource they normally don't even consider as a resource, which is an existing life insurance policy. Many people don't know that that life insurance policy can be really used to access cash immediately to help cover some of the costs of care.
My partner and I were in the life insurance world for quite some time, and we kept seeing over and over and over again that individuals would get diagnosed with a life-limiting illness and they'd be struggling financially. And they really needed funds today to consolidate debt, to pay for medical treatment and whatnot. However, they didn't want to just sell the policy, which was really the only other option they had, was to either sell the policy or, give it back to the life insurance carrier for pennies on the dollar. So we thought there had to be a better mousetrap. There had to be another way where the insured and their family could stay on the policy as beneficiaries, yet they could still get a lump sum of money today to help offset medical bills, consolidate debt, and whatnot. So we really kind of racked our brains and came up with the idea of Life Credit, and we've been really fortunate and we're really excited with all the people we've been able to help over the years.
Most of our calls actually come from family members because they're not only having to deal with taking care of a loved one who's unfortunately dealing with a life-limiting illness, but they're also oftentimes thrust into the role of handling financials and trying to make ends meet on a day-to-day basis. And oftentimes that caregiver maybe wasn't in that role before. And really seeking solutions, they're often able to find us either through a hospital or through the internet, and we really take that responsibility really seriously, and we try to provide a comprehensive kind of solution to the financial aspect of what they're dealing with.
In the medical field, we're really good at treating problems when there's only one problem, because everything we treat usually has trade-offs. But once you start having multiple things and multiple problems, then it becomes hard, and the road to recovery becomes really difficult. A lot of times people get sick, and then the finances get into play because they can't keep up, or they can't keep paying for the treatment, or they have other obligations on the outside.
I'm a fighter. I was not going to let a terminal illness or diagnosis stop me from living or stop me from fighting the cancer. However, I still suffered from the financial and mental stresses.
In order to qualify for our program, we need two pieces of information. First, a little bit of policy information, which would show us the amount of coverage an individual has, as well as the premiums necessary to keep the policy going. Secondly, we need recent medical records. Now, in order to qualify for our loan, one needs to have a life insurance policy above $75,000 in coverage, and it can be any type of policy, whether it's term, whole life, universal life, or even a group policy through one's employer. So once we have that information, it only takes our underwriters 2 or 3 days to get back to the client to let them know if we think they would qualify for our loan.
The insured on the life insurance policy has to be dealing with a life-limiting condition of some kind, and they have to have insurance in excess of $75,000. And we use that life insurance policy to create, in a sense, an asset that we're able to borrow against.
So our program helps clients in several ways with respect to relieving the financial stress and strain. There's a lot of out-of-pocket expenses that are associated with medical illness, and that's coupled with the fact that income typically drops when someone can't work because they're sick. You add in the fact that life insurance policies are an ongoing drain because there's a premium that's due every month or quarter or annually. So what we're able to do with our program is we're able to get money today to the individual in a lump sum to help alleviate that financial stress and strain, pay down the bills, consolidate debt or whatnot. And in conjunction, we're also taking over those future premium payments. So we pay all of those premiums for the insurance policy. So that adds additional cash flow back for the patient.
Programs to help families through cancer treatment need to be clear and understandable to ease the stress they're undergoing.
We really strive through our counselors to make the process as easy and easy to understand as possible. So we really try to empower our clients with information first. What we do, how we do it, how is that process actually going to look and feel, so that they're not surprised at any segment of the process. Once we have those information, we do all the heavy lifting, we do all the underwriting, we do all the documentations, we do everything for the clients.
We work with the client, we move as fast as we possibly can. We know that time is of the essence for all of our clients. So from that point, we'll need some additional documents signed by the client. We can get money, we've had money go to clients in as little as 30 days. It's typically around 30 to 45 days from when a client calls us to when we get funds in their hands.
Craig Stack shares a client's story.
All of our clients, sadly, are going through so much, and we've heard pretty much every really tragic story you can hear over the years, as you can imagine. One person that we were able to help out recently, a wonderful woman named Gladys, she reached out to us probably about 2 months ago. She's suffering from stage 4 colon cancer, and we were able to get her a large check within maybe a month and a half. And she wrote us a beautiful testimonial last week about how she was able to consolidate all of her debt, pay down a lot of medical bills, and kind of really reload the checking account. And it enables her to really focus on the fight and alleviate, the financial stress and strain that someone has.
Taking out the loan on my life insurance has been a blessing. Not only has my life had less stress, but it's allowed me to do my therapy without being financially encumbered or a burden to my family.
Dan Miller, the CEO of Life Credit, gives us another client story.
One of our clients who was unfortunately dealing with a terminal diagnosis of cancer came to us from a local area, actually an area kind of where I grew up, and kind of immediately had that personal connection with her. And she had grown children who were not in the area and not involved in her life, and really through that connection, and we're doing a lot of homework for her on her insurance and what she had, and really taking some extra steps, we were able to give her really life-changing money at this critical time. We have been in the life insurance industry for a long time, and we've seen kind of firsthand some of these unique situations where the family is faced with financial, distress, and we've through other solutions tried to find solutions for them. We really were never able to find something like this where people could really have this huge asset that they didn't even know they had. They're really able to take something that was like, whoa, I didn't even know that money existed, and now it's, we're able to put real dollars in their hands, and really at an impactful time.